The Bachelor Season 29 star Grant Ellis is now engaged to Juliana Pasquarosa, but they haven't set a wedding date, and Grant's player antics on the series may be a sign that they'll have issues someday. While he has a nice guy demeanor, Grant's wishy-washy persona may cloak ulterior motives. On the show, he cozied up to women, possibly to enjoy some passion during fantasy suites dates, or maybe just because he has trouble being direct about what he wants. This led to disaster. Litia Gore's still reeling following Grant's proposal to Juliana Pasquarosa. Litia expected Grant to propose. To me, the fact that The Bachelor's Litia Gore was so upset about Grant's decision is a red flag. She appeared to be traumatized because she believed that Grant loved her. She was dumbfounded and devastated as he apparently promised the moon and stars and didn't deliver. While she says he told her he'd be proposing to her, and he said he loved her during their fantasy suites experience, he was seemingly playing a game, maybe to enjoy more intimacy, or because he was too weak to really spell it out. Was Grant Ellis a player on The Bachelor? He sweet-talked a lot of women. While she was in the hot seat, Litia faced the man who let her down, and at first, she was remarkably gracious, saying that she didn't think he was a bad guy. In fact, she believes that his intentions were good when he started out on the reality show. However, she soon went deeper, accusing him of breaking boundaries. Her anger began to show. She reminded Grant that he'd wooed her pretty intensely, claiming that he told her early on that she wanted to stop the whole show because he'd found the woman of his dreams. He also told her he wasn't going to change his mind about her. Of course, he did just that. What's sad is that she appeared to swallow all of this hook, line, and sinker. It's so terrible how she's been hurt simply by trying to trust a love interest. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? It is, and she wasn't wrong to try. However, trust is hard to build, and now her bond with Grant is frayed beyond repair. She may forgive him, but she'll always remember that he told her he was going to propose to her the night before the finale, and popped the question to another woman instead. That was a harsh betrayal. That's probably why he has to defend his choice to be with Juliana. Litia was crushed by Grant's actions. It may take time to recover. While Grant's recollections differ from Litia's in some respects, the fact that she's so emotional about this seems to point to the fact that he did play her. She's acting like a woman who was played. Her feelings ring true, convincing me that he did, well, probably, led her on. She accused him of, and breaking her heart. There's more evidence that Grant will do shady stuff and then try to cover his tracks, and that is just what players do. When he was with Rose Sonk, who later self-eliminated because the drama was too much, he told her he thought about her while dancing with Carolina Quixano. That's so ungentlemanly, it's crass. He should have considered the fact that Rose would share this information with the poor woman he was dancing with. Maybe he's missing a sensitivity chip or just too impulsive. Rose did tell Carolina everything, and later Grant said that Rose was fibbing. However, as his conduct with Litia showed, there may be a pattern of telling women what they want to hear and then trying to worm his way out of things. Again, player 101. Whatever he did with the women away from cameras is now hearsay, and the he said/she said stuff isn't super classy. However, it seems, based on the pattern that's been established, that there is a chance he was playing women on the show. The Bachelor's Grant Ellis will probably stick to his story, but to me, the look in Litia's eyes said it all. It was clear to me that she was distraught and in disbelief. Now she has to rebuild, and probably questions her faith in humanity. Meanwhile, I wonder if Grant's relationship with Juliana will really work out. Can a leopard really change its spots? Usually not. Grant Ellis wrapped up The Bachelor Season 29 with a proposal to Juliana Pasquarosa, seemingly sealing their love story with a happy ending. However, cracks in his journey to love are raising questions about the foundation of their relationship. While Grant maintains a nice guy persona, his actions throughout the season, especially towards runner-up Litia, paint a different picture. Was Grant genuinely searching for love, or was he playing the women on the show to enjoy the process without facing real accountability? Litia certainly seems to think it was the latter. Throughout the season, Grant showered her with reassurance, affection, and even declarations of love, only to break her heart in the finale when he chose Juliana instead. She was devastated, appearing blindsided by the decision. If Grant truly led her to believe she was the one, only to backtrack at the last moment, it raises a larger question. Did Grant Ellis play multiple women on his journey? And if so, does that spell trouble for his engagement to Juliana? While The Bachelor inherently involves dating multiple people at once, there's a fine line between exploring genuine connections and stringing people along. Based on Litia's reaction, it seems clear that Grant crossed that line. Litia, 31, was crushed when Grant ended their relationship. During their fantasy suite date, he had allegedly told her he loved her and even implied he would propose. But when the finale rolled around, she was left standing alone as Grant slipped a ring onto Juliana's finger. The betrayal hit hard. Litia, who had trusted Grant's words, was left questioning everything. "He told me he knew it was me," she said tearfully after the final rose. And then, overnight, everything changed. Her heartbreak wasn't just about the breakup itself, it was about the deception. If Grant had been unsure about his feelings, he could have been more honest. Instead, he reassured her right up until the end, making her believe she had already won his heart. This kind of emotional manipulation isn't just careless, it's damaging. There's an old saying, actions speak louder than words, and Grant's actions on The Bachelor suggest that he may have been playing a game rather than earnestly searching for a wife. From the very start, Grant wasn't shy about expressing deep emotions toward multiple contestants. Carolina Quixano, another finalist, confirmed that both she and Litia received consistent reassurances from Grant. "I thought it was going to be Litia," Carolina admitted on Bachelor Happy Hour. "He told both of us so many things. It was shocking when he picked Juliana." Litia herself claimed that Grant told her he wanted to stop the whole show because he had already found his perfect match. Yet he went on to explore other relationships as if those words had never been spoken. Litia wasn't the only contestant who felt misled. Carolina revealed that she and Litia had even asked Grant to tone it down because his constant reassurances were making things confusing. Despite their warnings, he continued making promises he ultimately didn't keep. "I don't know if he just felt it in the moment," Carolina said, or if he was saying things just to say them. Either way, it's a troubling pattern. Another contestant, Rose Sonk, ultimately self-eliminated from the show due to the overwhelming drama. However, before leaving, she revealed that Grant had said something particularly unsettling. During a romantic moment with Carolina, Grant allegedly told Rose that he was thinking about her instead. That's not just messy, it's manipulative. It suggests that Grant was trying to keep multiple women emotionally invested in him at the same time, despite knowing he couldn't commit to all of them. When confronted about it, Grant claimed Rose was lying. But with his pattern of sweet-talking and backpedaling, it's hard to believe his version of events. While no one expects The Bachelor to be completely free of theatrics, Grant's actions hint at something deeper than just the pressures of reality TV. Some fans speculate that he was simply enjoying the process, soaking up the attention, enjoying the fantasy suites, and making women fall for him, all while keeping his true intentions unclear. It's possible that he always intended to pick Juliana but didn't want to close other doors too soon. Instead of being honest, he led multiple women on, keeping his options open until the very last moment. This kind of behavior is what gives the Bachelor franchise a bad reputation. It reinforces the idea that contestants are just pieces in a game rather than people with real emotions. And more importantly, it raises questions about his future with Juliana. Even though Grant and Juliana are engaged, they haven't set a wedding date yet. And given the way he handled things on The Bachelor, some fans are wondering if their relationship is already on shaky ground. If Grant could tell Litia so convincingly that she was the one, what's stopping him from doing something similar to Juliana? While some people mature and grow, many fall into familiar patterns. If Grant's past behavior is any indication, he struggles with commitment and honesty. That's not an ideal foundation for marriage. When asked about Litia's claims, Juliana didn't seem particularly concerned.